Now, let's try to summarize all the knowledge you have gained in this course and see how translation quality management works in practice. Let's assume that we need to translate this text from Russian into English. It contains 20,000 words, and we only have €1,500 and 3 weeks to complete the job. Naturally, we will start from content analysis. As you may have noticed, this is a script from an online educational course. Let's classify this text using main attributes. The subject area is management and some linguistics. The application is education. Container is video. If we talk about priorities, the most important thing is to make sure that the course audience can easily understand what the author says. So, readability should be on the first place in our priority list. I believe it's also important for you when you watch my videos. Moreover, author will definitely want that listeners will grasp all his ideas. It means that accuracy should get 5 stars out of 6. This text contains many industry-specific terms, but many translators use them every day, so I suppose that subject matter will be only on the 3rd place with 4 stars. Language and formal will get 2 stars both. The script will be visible only in the video subtitles, and many watchers will not use them at all. So it's not very important if this script contains any typos. I think it will be enough to complete default spell checking in Word or cat toes. This will help us to remove the most obvious errors that can be noticed by the audience. Compliance gets 0 stars, because the author has no instructions or any specific requirements for the translators. Author is planning to speak in English on video, so there will be no Russian version to be dubbed. It means that translators should not care about sentence lengths, time codes, and so on. The analysis shows that in this case we will need to complete translation and maybe copy editing. Machine translation is not an option because its output will be too literal and won't help the listeners to understand the author. Moreover, we have seen that proofreading and automated quality control is not required for this text. We will only use default word spell checker. Speaking about subject matter expertise, it received rather low priority, and the author is ready to check translation for industry terms himself. So we are not going to complete additional SME review as well. Now let's try to select vendors for this project. As analysis shows, we need a translator who has rather fluent writing style and a copy editor who can further improve this style. We would also prefer if linguists had a prior experience in translating educational content. So we will try to filter our resource lists for any e-learning projects. Here we have a list of suitable linguists. We will take only those who have main status. But we need only one translator. How do we choose between all these linguists? Let's create a price quality matrix. Look at this translator in the top right corner. This is one of our best freelancers, but he's also one of the most expensive. Unfortunately, we don't have enough budget to work with him. So I would choose this lady who is located in the upper left segment. As I said, the most valuable vendors are located right here. They demonstrate acceptable quality with very competitive rates. Moreover, if we work with her, we will even have a budget for copy editing. Now, let's talk about deadlines. Translation of 20,000 words will take around 10 working days. We will also need 2-3 days to complete copy editing. So even if we add buffer for any unforeseen circumstances, 3 weeks is more than enough to complete this job. So we have no reason to hurry. But if required, we can even deliver in 2.5 weeks. For example, translator and copy editor can work in parallel. For this, we just need to ask translator to deliver text by chunks and send them directly to copy editor. If required, we can even complete LKA for any part of the translated text, It will let us provide translator with a feedback about writing style, accuracy or terminology, so she can improve her work in progress. And if we see any serious problems with quality, we will have time to correct them by editing or reassigning job to another vendor. Here is an example of tasks that could be sent to the linguists. As you see, they contain all the required information, language pair, requested work type, files to be translated, and so on. Basically, this information should be enough to complete the job. But we can also give linguists an opportunity to ask questions to the course author. For this, we will create a shared table in Google Docs. As you remember, we ask translator to deliver files one by one, so we will always know the progress of the job. Hope this project will be completed with no delays, but to be on the safe side, we might need to plan alternative options. For example, it would be nice to have a backup translator who we can rely on in case something goes wrong. Let's wrap up. We have just analyzed the content and could determine at least approximate requirements for its translation, based on quality prioritization. It helped us to select the required work types and linguists. Thanks to clever vendor selection, we could stay within the project budget. Moreover, we created a work schedule that will allow us to deliver translation even before the client's deadline. Finally, we sent tasks to the linguists with all the required information and gave them an opportunity to ask questions directly to the client. We did a good job while planning this project, so we can hope to see no issues in progress. But for the sake of managing risks, we still prepared a plan B. So, we completed most of the operations that constitute the job of a localization manager. What we missed is only a preparation step that wasn't really required in this case. As a final practical exercise, I offer you to reproduce entire logic that lies beyond decisions of a project manager, from receiving and analyzing source files to delivering final translation.